Eye gate. The eye is the gate. Whoa, is the gateway to the mind presents. America develops worldwide interests. 1900-1920, American interests in Asia. The United States faces two oceans. Americans look across the Pacific to Asia as well as across the Atlantic to Europe. The continent of Asia has 1/3 of the land and over half the people of the world. Asia is a land of many contrasts. It has the world's highest mountains. It has dense tropical jungles. It has the splendor of oriental temples, but it has the natives who live in continuous poverty. Japan, one of the Asiatic countries, had lived for centuries shut off from the rest of the world. The Japanese refused to trade with Americans and Europeans. They would not permit foreigners to visit their land. Americans were eager for markets in the Far East. They also wished to secure the products of this area. On July 8, 1853, a squadron of ships entered Japan's principal harbor. Commander Matthew Perry of the United States Navy commanded the squadron. He carried a letter from President Pierce to the Emperor of Japan requesting that Japan be open to trade. Perry delivered the note to Japanese officials promising to return in the spring for his answer. When Perry returned, the Emperor signed a treaty of friendship with the United States. The Emperor sent able men to the United States and Europe to study the ways of the outside world. After these men returned, the Japanese ruling group decided to make Japan a modern nation. Machines and factories were introduced into the country. A strong navy was built. The army was equipped with the latest types of weapons. So armed, Japan fought a war with Russia in 1905 and defeated her. In 1910, the Japanese took over Korea and established their rule over the Koreans. It was apparent that Japan intended to play an important role in world affairs. On the mainland of Asia, across from Japan in China, big in area and big in population, the Chinese were not united in a strong nation. Their emperor had little power. In the 19th century, foreigners, realizing the weakness of China, entered the country to trade. In order to carry on this trade, they established centers in various Chinese cities. At the end of the 19th century, Japan began to push into China to get possession of Chinese resources. In 1900, a band of Chinese patriots called the Boxers tried to rid China of all foreigners. To ensure the safety of American citizens in China, we joined with other countries in putting down the Boxer Rebellion. Japan and several European countries wanted to carve up China for their own purposes. The United States, led by the Secretary of State John Hay, opposed this plan. He insisted on an open door policy. This meant that no nation should have any part of China to itself. It meant that all nations would be able to trade on equal terms in all of China. China, however, was forced to pay a large sum of money for the injuries caused by the Boxer Rebellion. Yeah, that's stupid. We used our share to build schools in China and to provide scholarships for Chinese students in the United States. As a result of this policy, the United States emerged as a good friend of China. Things to remember. Because the United States faces two oceans, America looks across the Pacific to Asia as well as across the Atlantic to Europe. Japan, an Asiatic nation, developed rapidly into a world power after Commander Perry's visit in 1853. China, on the mainland of Asia, across from Japan, was not united in a strong nation. To prevent other nations from taking over sections of China, John Hay proposed an open-door policy. As a result of its policies, the United States emerged as a good friend of China. Perhaps John Hay was wrong. The End, produced by Igate House Incorporated, Jamaica 35, New York.